It's time for some fun in the backyard. The playground slide shown was built using a standard joist design, supported by 3x4 posts and secured with galvanized fasteners. All fasteners exposed to outdoors must be weather-resistant, galvanized, zinc-coated brass or stainless steel. Before starting, you need to check your local codes to make sure that you're allowed to build on the proposed location and that you properly anchor your post according to regulations, type of soil, and geographic location. Footings are required to support the posts. As a rule, these have to extend 6 inches below the frost line. This will be 2 feet deep in many locations. The diameter of the post hole should be 3 times the post diameter. To set a post, compact the bottom of the hole and place 6 inches of gravel or crushed stone in the hole for drainage. Place the 8-foot pressure-treated post and make sure it's level and plumb. Tack temporary strips of lumber to the post to help brace it. Pour dry, fast-setting concrete mix into the hole until it reaches about 4 inches from the top. Recheck that the post is plumb and level. You'll need to keep the temporary bracing in place while the concrete cures. Pour water onto the concrete mix and allow it to soak in. Use 1 gallon of water for each 50-pound bag of dry mix. When dry, fill the remainder of the hole with dirt, sloping it away from the post and tamping it down. Repeat this project for each of the 4 posts, making sure the outside corners of each post are square with the adjacent posts. The concrete sets up in about 40 minutes, but you need to wait about 4 hours before putting any weight on the posts. These posts were laid out about 45 inches between each outside corner, so when the joists were added, you'd have a square 48-inch platform. Most plastic slides that you can buy in the store are designed for a 42-inch high deck. Since this one was being built on a downhill slope, a mark was made 42 inches up the front post and will hold the slide in position at that mark. Due to the slope, with a 42-inch deck height, the slide would be a couple of inches shy from reaching the ground, so we dropped it a couple of inches so the slide would have a solid footing. This new mark, which wound up being 40 inches on the front post, is where the surface of the deck needs to be to allow the slide a 42-inch rise from start to finish. Knowing the finished height, plan the deck construction in reverse. With the post still braced in place, fasten 4 2x6 floor joists in a square around the outside of the post. The top of the front joist ended up being about 39 inches high, so when the 1x4 decking is added, it equaled to the deck height of 40 inches. Fasten the joints with lag bolts or 3 galvanized fasteners into each end. Butt the joints together for a flush 90-degree corner. Inside the square joist frame, fasten a third center joist to run perpendicular to the direction of the decking boards. You can toenail the center joist or use metal joist hangers to secure the ends. Once the joist system is in place, you can remove the temporary bracing. Next, fasten the 1x4 pressure-treated decking boards across the joist, perpendicular to the center joist, spacing them evenly about a ½ inch apart to allow for easy drainage. Secure each deck board on top of the 2x6 supports with 2 galvanized fasteners in each joist. The deck boards should be cut to finish flush over the joists. These wound up being 48 inches long. At the edges of the platform, you'll have to cut the decking to fit between the corner posts. Because the edge boards fit flush between the posts, nail blocking beneath them at the post intersection to provide a secure nailing surface below. The deck's rail system should be about 34 inches high. You need to install 2x4s in a square around the support posts. The top edges of 2x4s were 34 inches above the deck. Make sure that the corners are square and flush and everything is level. Then use a handsaw or circular saw to cut off the posts flush with the top of the 2x4 framing. The front and rear platform openings were framed by 3x4 posts, spaced 19 inches apart, which were fastened to the top of the decking from beneath the platform. The tops of these posts were cut flush with the upper edge of the top framing and fastened securely to the inside of the 2x4s. Also install a square frame of 2x4 face boards surrounding the corner posts where they meet the surface of the deck. Both the upper and lower 2x4 frames provide a secure nailing surface for the pickets of the platform walls. You'll have to leave an opening in the lower frame boards where the 2x4s meet the doorposts to allow for a 19-inch wide entrance and egress. The 4 walls of the platform, except for the 2 openings, are completed by fastening 1x4 pickets evenly along the interior of the 2x4 framing. Keep the pickets tightly spaced, less than 1 inch, to prevent various toddler appendages from getting stuck between them. For a finished look, you can crown the post, pickets, and 2x4s with a 1x6 capboard with mitered corners, fastened flat onto the tops of the framing. You can build a simple set of steps using a pair of 2x4s as stair stringers, or get a set of prefab stringers from your lumberyard. However, since these stairs are built for short legs, you might opt to use a shorter tread height, say a 5-inch rise. When you've determined your measurements, mark the tread locations on the stringers before installing them. Here, 1x6 stock is used for the treads. You can fasten these to the inside of the stringers using metal hangers, or you can support the treads as shown in the photo by using 2x6 blocking that is mitered to fit flush beneath each tread on each side of the step. If you use the blocking technique, begin construction with the very bottom blocking and tread, and work upward. Fasten the blocking to the inside of the stringers, then fasten the tread from the top edges down into the blocking beneath. To help minimize water damage to the foot of the steps, place a concrete landscaping paver underneath the foot of the stringers. The purchased plastic slide used came with all the necessary hardware to install it. Just drill mounting holes and twist on a few large bolts and washers, and the slide is ready for action. You might also want to install plastic handles on the entrance posts about 8 inches above the deck to give the kids an easy place to grab and climb in. And above the slide exit, mount a metal tube as a grab bar so the little folks can safely situate themselves in launch mode. Now enjoy your slide, and thanks for watching.